You may wonder, does it matter who files first for a divorce? And is there really any strategic benefit to you filing first or waiting until you're served? Well, just like so many things, it's very situational. If you need to make sure that you get some kind of an emergency order because your children or yourself are in danger, or you're afraid that something's going to happen if you don't file for divorce, then absolutely there's a benefit to you filing divorce before it gets filed by someone else and served on you. However, if you're comfortable just letting things ride for now, there is not always a benefit to filing a divorce first. You may be comfortable waiting and getting served and then responding, because at the end of the day, unless some kind of emergency relief is going to be requested by one party, then typically nothing's going to happen until you're served and a time period runs for you to answer anyway. So if you have emergency situations going on and you need to file for divorce, you absolutely should. Very often we will file a complaint for divorce along with a motion for an immediate, what we call an ex parte order of temporary custody to one parent because something's happening with the other parent that makes it unsafe for the children to be with them. We may also file other requests for temporary emergency relief, like what we call a status quo order. Before the court even has a chance to have a hearing, we're afraid that other parent or the other spouse is going to cut off bills or turn off your power or turn off your cell phone or take the children and run. And we need to make sure that things like that don't happen. So if you have anything that could be considered urgent, then there absolutely could be a benefit to you filing for divorce first. As a family law attorney, I've handled hundreds of divorces all over the state of Alabama. And people wonder time and again, how do I even get started? I know, based on my experience of handling so many of these over so many years, that you don't arrive at the decision to file for divorce very lightly. And you don't do it in an instant most all the time. Usually there's been a series of things, sometimes over many years, that have happened that have finally led you to the breaking point where you've got to file for divorce. And so how do you do it? It's a big decision, a life-changing decision that you put a lot of thought and stress and worry into. So how do you even get started? The first step is to reach out to our office. We'll be able to send you a divorce information sheet that gives us kind of the statistical information that we're going to need to be able to draw up your paperwork. We know that when you finally make that decision to pull the trigger, so to speak, and move forward in your divorce, that you don't want to wait days or weeks. And so our goal is to try to have some paperwork back to you within 24 to 48 hours of when you complete your divorce information sheet to us. You fill it out, you submit it electronically to us, because look, our office is in North Alabama. You may be located in Northwest Alabama. You may be in the Plains area. You may be way down in South Alabama. Wherever you are, we're able to help you because now everything can happen electronically. The documents you're going to sign, the paperwork you submit to us, even the payments can be made virtually. So the first step is to reach out to our office. Then we are going to get back with you and drop your complaint for divorce. It will send you by DocuSign unless you prefer to come in person to our office, and you can sign it electronically. Your payments can be done over the telephone or even through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay, any of your virtual products you want to use. We make it as convenient as possible for you because we know it's a major life decision. So why should you have any other stress or worry? When you're ready to go, we're ready to help you get started. And that can happen with just a phone call, an email, or even a text to our office to say, I need to file for divorce. Then a member of our staff will get back with you very promptly. We'll send you some paperwork to fill out. Then we drop the paperwork you need to sign and get it to you as soon as we can. A lot of folks reach out to our office wondering, hey, can I get a no fault divorce? And what they probably mean is, can we get a divorce without having to point fingers at the other side and say they've done something wrong, so I should be divorced from them because of something they did to me? Well, we really call that incompatibility of temperament, which means, hey, I'm not saying they're a bad guy, they're a bad girl. I'm just saying we can't function any longer really well as spouses, and we should be divorced simply because we don't have any common interests, we don't have any common desires, we don't really have common goals in life, and we should be divorced from one another. Now, of course, there are a lot of reasons you can be divorced on fault, whether it's adultery, whether it's addiction issues, whether it's physical violence committed against you, whether it's imprisonment. There's all kind of fault reasons, but that may not be your situation. You may just simply not want to be married to that person anymore. And if that's where you are, that would be considered incompatibility of temperament. And that's absolutely an allowable grounds for divorce in Alabama. If you've reached the point where you need to file for divorce and you're ready to make that contact with our office to go ahead and get the process started, you may wonder, what do I need? Do I need to get paperwork together? Do I need to have all this information? More often than not, you're going to know everything we need to know off the cuff. You're going to know your children's names. You're going to know where you live. You're going to know whether you're in the city limits or out of the city limits. You're going to know all the things you need to know probably, but it's helpful to us. And when you prepare for that contact with us, maybe you need to gather together the children's social security numbers. Maybe you need to get together the list of all the properties that you own with your spouse. Maybe you need to work on getting other information together. And it's helpful to us in our preparation for your case if you know a general idea of what you want. And even if we have to talk you through some details to get the finer points, you should know basically what you want to do with the custody of your family. You know if you're okay sharing custody with your spouse, or you know if, hey, they've got major issues, they should only have supervised visitation. Think through these things, because once you are ultimately divorced, this is a life change event. And you know what you need to be, the outcome to be. So share that with us. Let us know what your goals are, and we will work to put together a plan for how you can accomplish your goals in the way that's most efficient and most favorable to you and your kids. So if you're ready to file for divorce and you know it's time, it's a big decision who you're going to have represent you in this incredibly big life change. We're ready to listen to you and to put together a plan to bring you the most favorable result possible for you in your divorce. Reach out to us now.